Good morning, Vietnam. I think it's match week 10. Welcome into the Paul Heckingbottom testimonial as we say goodbye to our manager, as we are probably going to get absolutely hammered against Arsenal today. And what a fitting way to send out a manager who is tasked with doing almost the impossible. As we bring you another watch along on the Sheff United way. I am the hostess with the mostest, as always, Chad Chaz Jarvis. Today I'm not doing it alone, surprisingly. Let's bring him in, the one, the only Mr. Cap Casa, Robert Kitson. How are you doing on this as we say farewell? Homage, and we will go through after we get battered. I forgot to tell you before this, the best moments of the Heckingbottom era, as we say farewell, au revoir to our fair manager and bring in another absolute train wreck right behind him. How are you this morning on a relatively warm on this East Coast late fall weekend? How are you doing this morning, Robert?
Doing well. Yeah. It is a hot day outside, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't do the math for what that is in Celsius, but it's up there. And no, it's odd for a late October Premier League match to not only take place with such warm temperatures here, but such cold temperatures in the hearts and minds of potential Sheffield United manager turnover. Whoever's behind that rumor mill and decision-making process. I personally am against it, but if the ultimatum's out there that Paul Heckingbottom has to beat Arsenal away with probably half of his preferred starting 11 injured, so be it. Like, if that's the game you want to play, then yeah, this is the last game for Hecky. So
yeah. Kind of almost feels like he's playing with the deck stacked against him, but
right.
It is what it is what it is. I don't personally understand it. But hey, the powers that be and the people that pull the strings, they seem it fit to replace him. So hey, whatever you want to do, guys. It's not going to change us. As negative as we've started this off in about 3 minutes, I don't know what changing manager does. You could bring, hell, Pochettino just got his ass kicked 2-0 against Brentford. You could bring him in and he'd be like, yeah, we're still going down.
Right.
I think it's unfair treatment of Hecky because yes, we haven't won in 5 months, obviously with the off season. Yeah, that's good 3 months there that don't really count. But do we really expect anything? And here it is. It's going to be before the first weekend in November, and he's going to be gone. We're not even. Yeah, we probably won't get to 10 points with this team this year. We'll probably end up about 5 or 6, I would imagine, if I had to say. But that's what you get when you sell your best 2 players and then get targets no one's ever heard of. And I understand we got to take a flyer on 90% of the people that we bring in. These players just aren't good enough for this level. And, I feel like I'm on recording and I just hit play from about, I don't know, the first match day of the season. And like, oh man, there's a little hope we're going to bring all these guys back. And then 90% of the team's hurt. And we, you look at our bench and there's, what, 2 youth players, and probably could be. You could consider Traore a youth player too, because he looks like a youth player sometimes. But what are your thoughts on the Blades team as it's scrolling across the bottom now? Your thoughts on how the Blades line up today?
Yeah, it's a pretty expected lineup, with McBurney being the big change from last week. So yeah, it's sad that he got injured because he has been such an impactful player for us on the field, and we've kind of got to go with who's healthy and whoever can make it out there. Certainly not our preferred way we want to set up with only one striker essentially, because you got Slimani up there as well next to Brewster. So Archer, maybe that's a little bit of a rest for him, bring him on late in the game, try to affect some changes. But then you look at that bench and it's still that super, super young, youthful bench. I have no doubts that we'll be fine in the future. Obviously, getting promoted this season was, part of this was going to be getting that parachute payment money for when you go back down the championship. But the other part is to be able to recruit some good young talent and ideally keep them and hold them for the next couple of seasons. So that's kind of where I see this lineup as a good showing of that. Is we're going to get some youth players, some younger players, some playing time in the Premier League, so that for the future of their careers with us, they're actually going to have some real experience against adversity and ideally be able to turn that around next season. But again, it's crazy. I was listening to the various podcasts this week, and we're already talking about next season.
Yeah.
And we're not even done with October. So it is going to be one of those years. Obviously, we all kind of expected that. We hoped for better, but aside from 1-0 losses and 2-1 losses that we've put in good performances, still the end result has not been there.
Yeah. That's the toughest thing to find out when we record our podcast. Red Half of Sheffield. It's just like, what do we talk about? I mean, because we'll go with this game. We'll probably get hammered, and you could almost replace last week's game against United, albeit we were in that game, and we were unlucky to probably not come away with a point. But you just insert the different team's name and be like, well, we sucked again. We lost again. I mean, we're getting to the point where, like, there's nothing to talk about because, I mean, the team is so bad. You really can't even point to any one thing to, say that there's a bright spot. I mean, I guess last week we only conceded 2 and we didn't concede 4. I mean, that Man United team is not very good.
Yeah. Now, there's definitely bright spots throughout. Like you'll have individual player performances. You'll have like the fact that we're in games until the 70th minute. It's just then we can't win a game, and we will always seem to concede at the end. The Tottenham game was a perfect example of that, leading into extra time, and then 2 very, very late goals. That's kind of what this season has been. Even when we've played well, I think of now Manchester City, right? We came back in that game and we're up there towards the end, and still nothing that we can get out of it. So
and more to your point of you saying we're in it for 70 minutes, and when you look at just compare the 2 benches of the sides today and look at the quality they can bring on and look at the bums we can bring on. I mean, it's a mix of youth, Traore and Larouci, who don't even need to be in this team.
Yeah.
Ben Osborne, George Baldock, and Cameron Archer with a mix of youth. Oh, don't forget the elder statesman in Johnny, Billy, Bobby Fleck. Yeah, I don't. It's one of those deals where you're just like, it's already, as soon as the game starts, it's already over. Right. I mean, because at 70 minutes, Arsenal are going to freshen up their side, and you're going to be like, okay, what are we going to do? We're going to freshen it up, but we have youth and inexperience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just one of those deals where it's unfortunate that, like, after 70 minutes, like, how many are we going to give away,
Yep.
So, chat row is starting to come in come up. A Dublin Blades top of the table clash tonight in the NHL. Bruins and the Red Wings. Yes, Red Wings got off to a hot start in the first few games of the season. Come on, you Blades. Yeah, we're gonna need it. Dublin Blade asking you another question.
Yeah,
So
MLS playoffs kick off tonight. They switched the format up, so we had like almost a wild card type play in, similar to a few other American sports, where the 8th and the 9th best team in each conference played each other to get a chance to go into the playoffs. And now we have a 3-game series, so it's not your typical like home and away tie with goals on aggregate and all that jazz. It's literally you win 2 out of 3 games, and you could crush the team 5-0 one game and then lose on penalties the other 2 games, and you don't go through, and the other team didn't score a goal. It's one of those weird formats that's very American, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of it, but luckily it's only one round, and then the rest of it's just one and done. I got to win the game to move on. But my team, FC Cincinnati, first seed overall, so we get home field advantage the whole way through. Every single game, bar the one road game in the first round, is going to be in Cincinnati. And luckily for me, the one road game is just like an hour up the street in North Jersey. So I get to play New York Red Bulls there. I'm trying to go to that match again like I did last year. That was a spectacular atmosphere, late goal, lots of drama and excitement. Yeah. Nothing like we've seen from Sheffield United this season so far.
So explain that playoff format again to me.
So the first round is you play a best 2 out of 3 series, right?
What
so
is this, like baseball?
It essentially they're trying.
How
I don't know what
stupid is this?
Yeah. So you're playing 2 out of 3 games, and then after that you move into you just have one game each round. So like the quarterfinal, semifinal, and final, basically.
So you play a best 2 out of 3 in the wild, almost like the wild card.
Well, no, because we already had the wild card, right? Because that was Charlotte and Red Bulls.
So the wild card has already been played. So what is this? Almost like the divisional round?
Yeah, it's like round 1. But the round 1 has multiple games, not these other rounds. Because in baseball, it's the opposite, where the wild card is like 3 games, and then divisional's 5, and then your championship and World Series is best of 7. Yeah, just I don't get it. But
who the hell came up with this? And it's the whole league has to do that. Like everybody that made the playoffs has to play a best of 3.
Yep. So the like first seed doesn't get you anything other than home field, which in soccer, let's be honest, that's a big deal. Like you get your home crowd on your side. Like there is a legitimate advantage there. But yeah. And I did miss you guys too, chat. I miss doing these things. The season's just been tough and rough for scheduling, as well as just the desire to sit down and watch United get battered for 2 hours.
Yeah, Johnny, welcome back in. Glad to see your team is as terrible as ours. How you enjoying Sander Berg? He's probably about as good as it would be for us. Yeah, that's that MLS deal. I don't know. That's why I don't even watch it. It's not even worth my time. I put the Arsenal team across the bottom of the screen. I mean, what else do you say? And you got Nketiah, Declan Rice is in there, Saliba, David Raya in goal. I'm surprised they didn't. I'm surprised for this one they didn't put Ramsdale back in goal. How about I was going through the other day and stumbled across something that said if Wilder comes in, he's monitoring the situation at Arsenal for what Ramsdale is going to do. I said, yeah, that's what we need is a damn goalkeeper. When the goalkeeper's probably been the player of the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't change it. At this point, like this is you're going to get relegated. There's no way a change in manager and a change in personnel all the way in January is going to change our fortunes and keep us in the Prem. And so you're not going to be able to afford Ramsdale. And even if you loaned him in for a season, what's that? You need other outfield players that if you're going to do like a half season loan.
Honestly, if it were me, all these bums that don't start or aren't worth a damn and they're on loans, send them back. So get rid of them. I mean, you might as well trim the squad down to get us into the next season. But the whole thing is we're going to have a bunch of money, for, parachute payments for going down. Or are we going to spend it? Odds are not. I mean, we're just making the prince rich until he decides to finally sell the club. But yeah, I don't know. People will say anything on the internet to get a stir out of people. It's hilarious. Johnny, are you not away at Bournemouth? Because the mighty Burnley, who are like what, top 2 in the Premier League, they're away to Bournemouth. I figured you would have been down there. Oh wait, I just pulled up the table. You guys are right around us. Oh man. Yeah, I just want this damn game to start so we can get the slaughter fest over with. Remember, chat row, put your score predictions in there, what you think the red and white or the gray and black Wizards are gonna do today.
Yeah, Dublin's asking the right questions. I don't recall if Ramsdale, if we had a sell-on clause. I thought we did, but we definitely still have like some money coming in from Arsenal for the next year or so. I think they spread that payment out like for a couple years, or they had other incentives. So really, we want to be rooting for Ramsdale to play and start and get game time, because then we get more money. It's a weird thing to think about, but
Yeah, right.
yeah, and unless a bigger team than Arsenal, I guess, were to want to come in and buy him and spend a ridiculous amount of money, I don't think the sell-on clause is as big of a deal. That's more when you're going from like a League One championship team to like bottom tier Premier League. That's when those sell-on clauses are huge, because you still have room to go up and have a oil money tycoon team buy your players.
And the weird thing about it is he got a little arrogant, if you say, on his side, thinking he was the next greatest thing.
Yep.
And then Arteta's like, David Raya come in, and he's been in goal. I think they showed the statistics. I think Raya's played more games than Ramsdale this season. I think 6 to 5. Yeah, I thought he was overrated when he was here, and then he just goes and throws us under the bus. So it makes me happy that he still kind of sucks because he lost
that's fair.
Yeah. The job. Dublin says 60 million to Chelsea. Wow. No way in hell would I pay 60 million. I'd pay $20 for him. That'd be it. I mean, I don't think he's worth a damn to start for any of the top 6 clubs. And Dublin's
Can you really call Chelsea top 6 though when they lost to Brentford?
Yeah,
they're now 12.
Yeah, they are.
I'd put Newcastle above them right now.
They are 3-3-4 on the season. I mean, clearly the American model does not work over in the top flight of England, buying the best players and having absolutely no cohesion, and then trying to win the league, and you can't even make the Champions League, which is top 4 in England. Pretty bad for the Todd Bowley experience over there at Chelsea, which is when you get beat by, now obviously Brentford was a late. It was kind of cool if chat wrote and see it. It was on the counter and the keeper was behind and could not get up and defend it, and they just kind of empty netted like in hockey. But yeah, it's for them to get beat like that. God, and they threw one away last week against Arsenal when they were up 2-0, getting pegged back. And that's all these guys are talking about is the final score of that. They haven't once talked about United. They've talked about Arsenal, because I have the audio in my headphones going. I got to turn really down. They're talking about really low down, and they're talking about Chelsea Brentford, and all they did was touch on how great David Raya was and how great Arsenal was.
Although they showed some clips of him, and his positioning's not very good.
Who?
I think if Raya for Arsenal, they were showing, I think it was clips of that Chelsea match, and it was like he was out of position, left, right, and center, like way too far from goal, not picking the right pass out. Maybe it was just a bad game, but maybe there's something to exploit there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think all these goalkeepers get too big for their britches, and when they dangle all kinds of money, and it's weird. It's weird because he left Brentford to go to Chelsea, and then if Dublin's right, they're where we are, or they're in for Ramsdale for 60 million. Why would I don't. I mean, at least he's clearing the way for himself to start. I mean,
Yeah.
But God, I don't know. That's big money problems. We are broke as a stone, and that's all to say. I see Simon's in the chat. Yeah, worth talking time lately. No, I mean that is fair, Simon. We are. Yeah, we're not even in the newspaper. You can't even put us in the back page. We're just
There's
just in
no
a little
room.
section, honorable mention, about 2 lines.
We're in the supplemental that you only get on Sundays once a week.
Yeah, right.
I remember that.
Exactly. Do they even deliver newspapers? It's probably still on. That is a topic for we already have a bunch of topics lined up for when the scoreline gets out of hand. So please do not turn us away when it gets 3-0, because the topics are more interesting than probably the match will be at that point. 8 minutes to go. Roberto, give me your how you think this match is going to be. Score predictions. Chat row, I haven't seen too many score predictions. Come on in there.
Yeah. We got to get some more score predictions. I'll lead it off, though. I am going to say a nice, comfortable 2-0 loss. Arsenal taking it easy on us. But I say 1 goal first half, 1 goal second half. Leave us hoping just a little bit into the second half, but I think they slot the second goal away before our first second half sub on the 60th minute.
Yeah. I will one-up you.
Ooh.
I think, Scott just came in with 4-0 to Arsenal. I think I'm going to go between you and him.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to go 3-0. I think all 3 goals are in the first half.
Ooh,
and it's over by about 25 minutes.
But they then don't do a Newcastle. They take the foot off the gas.
No, they just take the foot off the gas and just kind of come out of surprising 1-1 draw. Steve, good morning, Steve. 3-1. Johnny, I don't know what he's drinking, what Kool-Aid he's drinking. He's got 2-0 us. And he's got 2-1 Blades. I just think that I'd
Austin
take that.
Trusty from the corner, just nice, easy header. That would be awesome. Let's get some set piece goals today, folks.
Yeah, I just think 3-0 over by about 25, 30 minutes into the game. And they just kind of take the kind of almost like West Ham a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Where the game was over at halftime and they came out in the second half and just passed the ball around, just slowed it down.
Yeah. I mean, they got Declan Rice in the side now, so that's a West Ham mindset right there.
Yes. A lot of haters in here saying enjoy the championship next season. I can't wait to get back to the championship next season. It's much more entertaining than watching the garbage. I mean, I just watched Chelsea, Brentford, and watched Southampton in Birmingham City. And Birmingham City, Southampton, albeit it finished 3-1 to Southampton, was 100 times better watching than Chelsea and Brentford. Chelsea and Brentford were like what was like watching paint dry for the first, 45 minutes. And then it livened up in the second half. But good God, that Southampton game was end-to-end almost the entire time. But yeah. Just not a loss.
Hutch has the 4-0 out there. It would be great to remember how winning feels.
5 months, I think it's been since we last won a game. Obviously, with like I alluded to earlier, with the 3 months for the off season. And then you count 2 wins in the preseason, but they don't really count because no one really
Yeah.
counts preseason. And then I forget who was our last win against Birmingham in the in the in the championship. The last game is Birmingham was the last home,
I
or
think
that
so.
was away. I think Birmingham was. Yeah, because that
Yeah.
was on the last day of the season.
Hmm.
Birmingham, yes, it was Birmingham. Yeah, yeah. Scott's right. I mean, it's billionaire. Yeah, it went from being a millionaire league to a billionaire league, and we're just not at it unless somebody gets a wild hair up their arsehole and wants to buy us. But I don't think that's going to happen because it seems like every team that's up for sale is getting bought except for us.
Yeah.
Um,
Nobody wants us.
Reading on the verge of going out of business. They are having a rally at Majewski they're about to go into administration unless someone buys them. A bunch of clubs in financial trouble, which is weird. Johnny, how come you're not at the game against Bournemouth? It's at Bournemouth on the South Coast. Surely you could have got the train down there that today. And
Ooh,
saw your team.
good news right there.
Yeah,
Look
I
at
know. I
that.
heard that yesterday. Yeah, they're under the embargo. I mean, but okay. I know everybody. We all hate Wednesday. I get that. But at some point, I want to see a Steel City Derby again, and they're gonna finish last and get relegated, and we're gonna finish last and get relegated. The last thing I want to see is them go out of business or be in administration or I mean, it's just one of those deals that it's like Arsenal haven't lost to us at home since 1971, by the way. But I mean, it's as bad as we hate them. You never want to see your opposing team or a rival team go out of
Yeah.
business. I mean, that's not no fun. It must be miserable. I mean, hell, we could be in this type situation. I mean, we were last January.
Yeah. So what I would say is like, obviously it would be it's fun to watch Wednesday suffer, but at some level you want to be causing the suffering because that's even better. And you can't do that when you're not in the same league and you don't play each other twice a season. If we had some like cup draws that we got paired up against each other, that might be interesting.
Yeah.
Give a little EFL Cup or FA Cup action, Steel City Derby there. I'd be okay with that, and then they could stay a league below us forever. That's fine, enough for me, just enough to whet the appetite. But yeah, the certainly I get what you're saying. Where at some level you need your rivals to do well enough that you can beat them and prove that you're better than them. Because right now it's just we both suck at the same times that we're both good, but we're a
Yeah.
league apart. So yeah, we're probably better than them, but you can't really.
I believe. I mean, with the two sides right now, we probably are better than them, but you never know. We're not, like you said, we're not going to play each other. Also, if Arsenal, Sheffield United go to hell and they just start battering us, I do have on my iPad Ipswich Town playing against Plymouth. So that could be interesting, although Ipswich Town probably going to run out. Dude, and that's going to be the sad thing. See, Ipswich Town are going to do the double promotion. At least they're sitting second right now in the championship. They're going to do the double promotion, go up and get relegated again.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, their team has been great over the last couple of years in absolutely barnstorming the championship, and they're going to get battered now. I mean, Leicester don't deserve to be down there. They had a terrible run of it. Now, Johnny, I'm not going to watch a Burnley game. I don't want to. I really don't. I really hate this league. As we're about to get this one underway, as we're
So hold on.
huddling up.
I'm realizing we're playing in our like basically off-white / gray kits, and Arsenal are in white shorts and like red and white top. This is like the perfect game for the yellow, which I don't like the color of, but
Yeah.
how is this not like color clash?
Yeah,
Like
I know, right? I'm
40 to 50% of their kit is the same color as like 90% of ours.
Yeah, that's what I wonder.
That's so weird.
We are underway, and I'm scanning right past it. Blades kicking from right to left. The Blades got us underway as we kind of talked up to that start of the game. Arsenal have the ball at the back. Yeah, let's see if we can get anything out of this. Arsenal are on the ball down the left-hand side. They go. I'm going to raise my volume here. Yeah, I see what Scott's saying. It's got to be a sponsorship thing, but hell, when we played Chelsea in London, we could wear this damn thing. Not against Arsenal. Here comes Arsenal down the right-hand side. Saka on the ball, and he gets right around Luke Thomas. Gets cleared and then cleared away by Slimani. One back by Arsenal. Norwood, I think, gets fouled. Yes, he does. And it is a free kick to United.
There you go. Refs making calls our way at the beginning of the game.
Oh,
Let's
wow.
keep that rolling.
Wow. And the offhand chance that this game is cheese binding worthy, which I feel like we haven't had anything. I mean, maybe Everton. That was the only one that was cheese binding. And City, not really much. Maybe that was the last second. Me and you did it. It was last second or 89th minute winner. United have the throw in an advanced position against the Arsenal. Who the hell's going to throw this in? Jackie long throw to throw this in.
Ooh, long throw. Here we go.
My stream just glitched.
Fake long throw. Took it short.
Yeah, to Luke Thomas. A cross comes in. Not bad. Right. The David Raya waits for a fair catch.
Yeah.
And Arsenal off and running. And we hold it up. We held up Martinelli pretty well. Down the left-hand side, they go Emil Smith Rowe over to Zinchenko. Over to, I don't know who the hell that was, but it took a deflection. United come away with it.
Hammer got a toe to it, but
Brewster's just running out there aimlessly.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mentioned this at the very top when we started talking about the lineup, but Brewster as almost a solo striker up top with Slimani, Hamer, I guess McAtee and Norwood, and then Souza sitting very deep. It's going to be interesting how that plays out for us, because really we've had a nice ability, and again, it's with McBurney, where he can win headers, he can get passes and lay the ball off to Archer or someone from the midfield making a run. Brewster's not quite as good at that side of the game, but even if he does win a ball or the ball kind of comes towards him, he kind of has to take it on himself. He doesn't have someone to lay it off to.
Yeah.
Unless Slimani or Hamer's making that run up. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out over the course of the 90 minutes. But I imagine that that's going to be a struggle for us. Even if we win possession, get the ball up top quickly, we're going to lose it right back. So
yeah, here comes a cross, and it's dealt well by Jaden Bogle. And the Arsenal have a throw-in on the left-hand side. They are going left to right. They're just passing it around at the back now. Saliba on the ball. Ben White, you can see his weird blonde hair. Saliba. And it's over on the left-hand side for Zinchenko. They're working it into Ketia. He's trying to... Oh, what a save by Plymouth's goalkeeper. Ipswich should have been up
Like
1-0.
forgot you had that up.
I got the other game on in case this one goes. I'll just give you guys play-by-play of both. Arsenal working down the right-hand side. Saliba. I mean, we're being tight defensively, not really letting him have much space. Over on the left-hand side, Bogle's going to try and close down Martinelli. Martinelli's just like fancy feeting him. McAtee over to help. It's kind of when Martinelli gets the ball or anybody on that left-hand side double teams because Bogle's so bad at defending. Ball comes in. Ooh, almost. It took a deflection and almost fell to Havertz. And then but we clear it out, but only as far as Zinchenko. And Arsenal were like dilly-dallying on the ball. Saliba. He's going to find the blonde locks of Ben White. Saliba still with the ball. I mean, it is a walking pace.
One connection that we really need to get solidified, I think, is basically the play when Norwood gets the ball. Either he wins it himself as stepping back to the back line, or someone in our back line wins it and gets it to Norwood. He has to be able to pass to and find Hammer, because I noticed last week a lot. He was missing that pass. It was just not quite timed correctly. And even just now, that last possession where it was bouncing around a bunch, just like it was Norwood and couldn't find Hammer. And if he can do that, that's the link through the midfield. And then you have outside runners, you have Brewster, whoever's playing up top, they can go long and Hammer can make dribbles and make passes. Because Norwood, we're doing a good job of either Norwood winning the ball or getting the ball back to him as they're showing this replay. Kind of bounces around, and then that pass right there before they cut it off was going right to him and just was too far in front, like almost a pace or two. So I think that's a connection. If like over the next couple games we can improve that, I think that helps solidify us going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard with this. Going up against a team like this to do anything, because we're going to be defending so much, but our passes have to be so key. As Arsenal try to go right through the middle, but they overhit it. Trusty. I mean, I guess you could say he's played fair.
Yeah. I mean, win the ball back, get it to Wes, and make sure no Arsenal attacking players are going to get on that. McAtee just losing that ball.
I mean, that's what I was laughing about. I mean, like he's like, I'm going to try and get around him. Hold on. Oh, I just gave him the ball.
Yeah. I mean, you had the touch line on the side as one defender, then you had two Arsenal defenders.
Yeah.
And
oh wow, Plymouth take the lead against Ipswich Town in a odd looking kit. United have the ball. We're passing around the back between JLT and Trusty. Jaden Bogle, who is not a defender but has to play because we don't have any fit defenders. Norwood on the ball. Trusty back to Wesley, and down the left-hand side we go. So, is this where we... oh, no. That was not good. That was horrible.
Yeah, Bravo just long pass down towards Brewster, but it bent and rolled out of play. Yellow ball this season.
Good mention. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, they
maybe that's why we can't wear yellow.
It's still white ball season in the EFL though, because they are still playing with the white ball currently at Plymouth. It's I don't know. Why do we have to play a yellow ball? It's not like we play games in the snow.
Right.
I mean, they postpone all the games that have to be played in the snow. Oh, a little tricky trick in here from United, and it gets cleared out.
Some decent deflections, and Hammer had the ball in the box, but yeah, nothing coming of it.
And Arsenal have the ball now. Decent flurry there from Sheffield United is what the commentators are saying. It's kind of cool to have this. I like this setup. I have the game audio on my laptop in my headphones, and I have whatever else we want on the other my iPad. But it's good to hear how biased the commentator are to the other team.
That's the one thing you miss when you do the watch along is you don't get to. It's all our implicit bias. You don't get to hear the regular announcers' implicit biases as well.
Yeah. Arsenal try over the top, and United clear it out. For the first 10 minutes, we've done average.
Yeah. I'd say so. We're finding ways to get the ball forward. Not really retaining possession for long spells, but it's certainly doing something. Brewster with the ball in the box now
does
fouled. Get pushed down.
Guess
that would have been in the box. So
yeah, that's. Then they call it ticky-tack foul on Bogle.
That's silly.
I didn't even see anything in there. Michael Salisbury is the head referee. Mr. Salisbury steak. God. I don't really understand where the foul was there. Just a little bit of hold-up play, and it's not like Bogle went in with both feet or anything.
He didn't go in with any feet.
I was trying to figure out what he did. And Arsenal have the ball back to Saliba. Just kind of dilly-dallying on the ball. Scott says Johoni's Burnley lead 1-0 against Bournemouth. And somehow that's a corner to Arsenal. He heads is it? I thought Nketiah headed the ball. I'm surprised that's not a penalty, and Austin Trussell's suspended for the rest of his life after going out after Nketiah fouls him. Oh boy, over everyone.
Yeah, dangerous.
Surprised they didn't give him another corner to do it again.
Yeah, no one touched it. It bounced like in front of the back post, and all the folks making that back post run just I think too quick or too late.
I mean, Kyor dragging Jackie Longthrow down to the ground. How about that not even getting a free kick?
Yeah.
I mean, just two-handed, just ripping him to the ground. What did this go out for? A throw-in? Please tell me it's a throw-in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Luke Thomas going to try and get us back underweight. Oh, man. He's going to throw it in. He is going to pump fake. He throws it in. Back to Luke Thomas. Another throw in.
This is a strategy. Just like keep kicking it off of Arsenal players, and eventually one of them might get hurt.
I mean,
throw-ins for the rest of the game.
You might as well. Kind of boat. Somebody flicked it on to Brewster, and it runs astray from Brewdog. So, I think Arsenal have a throw. Oh no, we had a throw in.
Yeah.
Because they quickly flashed away from it. JLT on the left hand side, looking for Luke Thomas. Luke Thomas wants the ball, but he was standing out of play. I don't know if you saw that or not. He's standing on the other side of the touchline.
You can keep it in. You don't have to be in play, just the ball.
Yeah, that was given away, and then Arsenal gives it away.
Bad layoff from McAtee, but yeah, luckily Arsenal just as bad there.
On their horses now, Hamer saw something he liked and just has a rip. What in the absolute hell was that?
I think what it was, he saw one Chelsea goal where the guy from Chelsea was like edge of the box, far side, like on the side touch line, and he chips the keeper because Raya was so out of position. I think Hamer looked and was like, "Oh, Raya's out of position," and just tried his own lob, but
I mean, he didn't even make it to
closer
the
to the
box.
flag. It went closer to the flag than it did the goal.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that had to be on his mind. He was like, "Oh, I remember watching film, and this was yeah."
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I'm not really sure of that one. Here come Arsenal again. On the left-hand side, Martinelli jitterbugging around in the box. Jitterbugging around. He sees Zinchenko. There's probably a handball in there somewhere. Nope, just kidding.
Nah, we're good.
And it's a goal kick. And Ipswich is just absolutely peppering Plymouth's goal right now. I mean, they are just ripping shots from everywhere. Shots. Everybody. Wesley's gonna get us back on our way at some point. You can tell we're wasting time. The Arsenal fans are whistling. Now it's back to David Raya in goal, and Arsenal come again. So we only have the ball for maybe, what would you see, a total of about 35 seconds, and then we give it away?
No. Yeah. It's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. It's just enough to get us like out of the danger zone, and then we do something silly with it, which is fine because that's more time that Arsenal has to work the ball back into those dangerous areas in the final third. But certainly would appreciate a little possession ourselves.
Yeah, right. A little bit of possession. Yeah, it's just Arsenal on the ball now. Declan Rice is this is the first time that Declan Rice is this the first? Was that the first time Declan Rice was on the ball? I don't know. That was the first time I heard him.
Before. Yeah,
the first time I heard his name.
It's interesting. I'm noticing it just now. The way we're defending is almost like a 4-2-4 type of setup, and Brewster is defending like on the left, McAtee on the right, and then you have Hammer and Slimani in the middle when like we're in this defensive shape. And it's kind of interesting because that makes Brewster have to run that much further to get up top. So it's almost like we're defending without a like out and out striker pushing that back line, and then when we win the ball back, we're transitioning into a
back 11,
4-2-3-1 kind of deal.
Back 9.
Yeah, essentially. Well, in the way like Sousa and Norwood, like when we get into the box, they're dropping super deep, so you almost have like 6 at the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the fact that Brewster isn't defending the like middle.
Well, now Hamer's in the middle.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
we won the ball.
Good win by Thomas there.
Yeah, he caught the ball out, and then we give it away.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a foul.
There we go. Good call,
Dublin Blade with a Wildlife comes at you fast. Under Wilder, we beat Ipswich to go up that first season, and now they went to League One, came back up, and are going to bypass us.
Yeah.
I mean, in span of 5 years is crazy. Now, granted, we've been more successful than them, but crazy turnaround for the Tractor Boys.
That's the beauty of the English football pyramid, right?
Yep.
You could be 2 leagues away from someone, and then next thing you know, 5 years later, you're flipping places, and they're 2 leagues ahead of you.
Exactly. Yeah, it's crazy.
Other than, again, your money clubs that won't move ever.
Yeah,
which is, again, why the Premier League's like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have honestly no idea. And then, granted, and here comes Arsenal down the left-hand side. Martinelli over to Saka. Nothing. Back to West.
Nice.
Honestly, and I was guilty of this when I first started following football. It was because the Premier League was on TV all the time. Yeah, and I was guilty of following a Big Six. No, I'll admit that every day. But it's just like when you watch different games and you see how more competitive the lower leagues are, why would you not root for a team that's in the EFL? Why would
Mhm.
you? Why are you, like, if you're an Arsenal fan, especially over here in the States, and you have a chance to follow a different team? Now, the motto in the United States is to always jump on a wagon of a winner. But why would you just? Why do you like winning every single game by in being tested by only 5 or 6 teams a year? I mean, it's not
Yeah.
fun. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
as someone who started watching the Premier League and picked a not top six team, Sheffield United, it certainly was a different experience for me. And having to learn the pains of relegation, the joys of promotion, that excitement you don't get in American sports. And that's what I like about English soccer. If you pick a, top six, even just a top half club that's persistent in the Premier League, you're basically just watching another American sport. It's just their opponents are changing every year, not
yeah,
your team. And you're
yeah,
always going to be at the top versus American sports, for like baseball, even MLS, hockey. There's parity because the teams are the same and there is no relegation and promotion. Any team could win within a few seasons. They just, draft the right players. They build up a young team. They get some contracts, some trades right, and they can, have a chance to win the championship. Uh, you don't get that in the Premier League. It cannot be anyone below like 7, 8 teams tops.
yeah, yeah.
Um,
No,
so different things for sure that
yeah.
are exciting about it.
It definitely is different. Our possession stats have gone up from 67 for Arsenal and 33 for us. We've also only completed 78 passes. They've completed almost 163, I think is the number they had,
Mm,
165. So just more in the fact of it's a matter of not if but when Arsenal score.
yeah,
But you never know. We could hang this. We could. We're hanging in there. We're almost 22 minutes in, and we're a lit. I'm a few seconds behind the actual game on our ticker up there in the corner.
hmm
But I mean, yeah, we're in this. We're in this game. Um,
yeah.
Clearly.
I don't know if supporting
No.
Wrexham's quite the same.
No.
Yeah, documentary, fine. I'll watch the documentary, but as far as the actual team, yeah.
I didn't. I watched the first one, but I'm not a very big TV show watcher.
hmm
I didn't even start. I didn't even watch the second one. All I did was watch when they played United in the cup and see how one sided their commentary was. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Um, a lot of people, um, are supporting them, and it's over here for sure.
yeah.
Robin,
My
I'm
favorite
trying.
part was the Billy Sharp hate that they threw in there, and then
Yeah,
now Billy Sharp this season went to LA Galaxy, where he could easily bump into Ryan Reynolds at the local coffee shop
yeah,
and be
right.
like, hey man, remember me? Remember
He
me?
probably wouldn't even know who the hell he was. Yeah. Simon
Yeah,
is.
be positive. Be
Yeah, I'm
positive,
trying.
Chad.
I mean, I
I
am. I
I
mean,
don't know.
we're
I
in
thought
this.
we've been doing a pretty good job,
Oh
but
God, would you just keep the damn ball
okay.
away?
Well, when Bogle does silly things like that,
Oh man.
yeah,
Norwich are
Simon
beating.
not wanting to watch. That's fair.
Norwich are beating Sunderland. And Southend United are beating Boreham Wood. Recently saved Southend United. Um. Uh. Arsenal still on the ball here. Nothing has changed. Don't readjust your TV dial. It is 25 minutes in. It is 0-0. Um, Arsenal have had everything and anything they want, but United have stand pat and tough and giving those traveling Blade supporters a little something to at least be happy about. But that being said, Arsenal hasn't been troubled by anything we've done. I mean, I think we've only had the ball in the box, once, maybe, if that. Bogle just fouled.
I think it was Martinelli.
Yeah. Okay, they make a long sleeve version of this third kit that I am currently wearing, which makes me have like huge binga on. Why Bogle is wearing like a different set of sleeves than the actual
Because
shirt?
he wants that tight fit sleeve, right? You don't have it, he does.
Yeah, binga on. Maybe I could have went down a size. It just looked.
Yeah.
I was just banking off of what last year was, and I didn't have in the big yellow school bus shirt I had. I didn't have any binga on.
Norwood usually wears the long sleeve, so I'll have to
Yeah,
pay
he
attention
does.
to him because
He does.
yeah, some guys do the short sleeve with nothing. Some have the short sleeve with same color underneath, and then Norwood always has the long sleeve on.
I guess is not too bad over there for. Let's go to Scott if he's still watching. Scott, what's the weather report over in the UK? It looks a little chillery, but it doesn't look as cold as it would be for the last week of October over in the UK. Their daylight savings time kicks in tonight as well, and then we go back an hour next week.
Oh, it's next. I thought it was this week.
No, for us it's next weekend because they're always a week ahead of us.
I just do what my phone says because they cell phones update automatically these days. So I'm like, oh, okay, and then I'll go and manually change the rest of the clocks in the house.
Yeah, I mean, because next week's kickoff's later because I can't do the watch along because I won't be in town. I'll be on the road going to Georgia. So I will not be doing it. Robin can't believe that I bought the shirt. I just bought it because it's different. It's just different. It looks like a hockey goalkeeper or hockey netminder's kit. I could put pads underneath this and get in goal and be like, all right, rip a couple slappers at me. You guys aren't missing much. It's like watching paint dry. And I don't see any likes. Everybody in the chat, I mean, where is the like button? Hit the like button. It's not showing any likes up here, Robert. I don't know.
I'll go grab the YouTube number because they never show the YouTube number on the stream thing here. We got 14 on YouTube. That's low.
14. Yeah, that's real low. Yeah, real low.
Out of 55 people watching, only 14 of you like
only 55 people. Man, this has got to be. I mean, we're a disaster when there's only 55 people watching.
Yeah, we're usually.
Oh, that's 1-0.
Yeah,
that is 1-0 to Etienne Ketia, and Arsenal breach the doors. Etienne Ketia on about 28 minutes.
Yep.
Arsenal hit top gear, and Etienne Ketia makes it 1-0 to Gunners. God, I can't believe I just. Since Scott's been silent, I don't even know if he's watching. Somebody want to give us a weather report for what it is over in England? Because it's gonna get out of hand for United now.
Yeah, Declan Rice passes it through Hammer's legs basically, and Trusty not able to. Oh, honestly, I think it takes a deflection off of like Hamer's the inside of his thigh, and that's what makes Trusty be so far ahead of the ball.
Wes could have had a chance to get to that though.
Oh yeah, no? Yeah. Wes could have.
He went narrow arm. He went like alligator arm.
I think he was blocking the keyhole, but the ball ended up being way further out.
Keyhole.
Yeah. Yeah, different angles. Like the first angle, I thought Trusty was very at fault. The second angle, I'm like, well, maybe he just was put off by that slight deflection. I mean, it's just good quality. You got Declan Rice, one of like the best midfielders in the game, at least for England. And Nketiah's not going to miss a chance like that. So
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's 28 minutes. So we were in it for the first half hour, and then it was it. I mean, it's okay. I mean, I don't think we played horrible. We played okay. Decent. Terrible. Not terrible. Okay. Now, if it goes to 3-4-0, yeah, then we played horrible. But it's just it looks like McAtee pooed himself. It is sunshine in Lincolnshire, June says.
so
Dublin.
in Fahrenheit, we got 58 degrees in London, overcast.
Okay. Simon says it's wet and dull. Dublin says it's lashing down rain. And here's June's comment that it's sunshine in Lincolnshire. Trusty definitely put off by the deflection, but it would have been nice to see him react a bit better. Maybe asking too much? Question mark is what Simon poses to us. I don't know. I think he's doing his best. I think he's doing what he's put out there for. The dude just got thrown into the fire. Everybody's been asking for him, and
Yeah, I mean, he was thinking back. He was marking that run, right? He was following Nketiah with the run. Declan's pass just was behind the two of them and got assisted to be a little bit more behind because of the slight deflection off of Hamer's thigh. And Nketiah, luckily for himself, was slower on the run than Trusty. So maybe that was just Austin going a little too gung-ho on tracking back on that run. But yeah, I still think I'd like to see one more angle of West behind goal, because it seems like he might have been able to do a bit better. But honestly, from that range, Nketiah could have put it anywhere, and it would have probably been past Wes. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. United get us back in a way, but boy, Brewster, I don't know what the hell he's trying to do there. He's just definitely not a hold-up player. We're definitely missing McBurney's hold-up ability. Because, did he give it to? Oh, I thought he did give it away. He didn't. Bogle won it back. I mean, United are just passing around the back, but Brewster just can't hold. He just doesn't hold the ball up like McBurney does, and when he tries to turn off of it and run when the ball comes over the top, it just doesn't work. Hamer in on goal. Oh, we got a corner.
Here we go. Set piece.
Oh, just kidding. It's offsides.
What?
Yeah, it's excellent play by Sheffield United. Oh my God, he's on sides. Sides.
If we score from that, VAR looks, and they don't give it to us because it's us, but
no. Oh my God.
Dang it.
Oh man.
I want VAR for corners. I want replays for corners.
It was gonna really matter anyway. We just blasted over.
Yeah, but someone predicted a Trusty corner header earlier, so I want that to come true. Redemption. Yeah, redemption for Trusty.
Redemption for trust. I think Jackie Longthrow just bundles that one out of play there.
Yep.
Show it again. Show the replay again. I wish we would have went in there and scored, and then they had to do VAR. And then when they take it off, and then after the game, they'd be like, "Oh, sorry, the officials made a mistake."
Right. Yeah, that whole VAR thing this season has just been awful, and I don't know how other soccer leagues aren't having an issue. Like FIFA, for all the crap that FIFA is, doesn't have an issue. Hold on one sec. I think I gotta let my wife in. 1 sec.
Robert's got to let his wife in, and he will be right back. She's trapped outside, banging on the door. Arsenal thread the needle again. And Jackie Longthrow comes through with a huge tackle over to Wesley, and Wesley just lumps it up to nobody. Nobody. And here they come again, looking for a second one. Man, this game is so boring, though. And welcome back to. Oh, you got Duncan. America runs on Duncan.
Yeah.
This live
get that coffee.
watch-along stream brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts.
That's true.
America runs
I'll hold it
on
here.
Dunkin'.
You don't know which coffee it is. Non-sponsored, non-branded coffee. It might not even be coffee. It could be tea. This is tea.
Oh, ball over the top, and Trusty gets a clear. Dub and Blades asking if you had her locked in the basement.
No. Outside. That is outside.
That is outside.
Front door's right over there. So I had to go
Helen, welcome. Oh, Simon! Bing, 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 bing. 5 pounds, Simon. Bing, 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 bing. I wish we had like a. I'm gonna get a bell, and every time somebody donates, and just ring it. Helen wants to know how the game's gone. You can recap that one, Robert.
Yeah. Pretty drab, but not bad. From the lads. The performance so far, it's been okay. We've gotten the ball up. No shots on goal, obviously. Arsenal scores from their third shot on goal, I think it was. Pretty good pass from Declan Rice to Eddie Nketiah, and Austin Trusty probably could have done better, but some debate on was he put off by a slight deflection from Hamer's thigh. Kind of ball ended up behind his run that he was tracking, and Nketiah with all the time and space in the world to put it past Wes. Wes went for the short arm save instead of the long arm save, thinking you got to protect this area, so maybe Wes does a little bit better. That's kind of where we're at, right? It's like the team could have done a little bit better all overall, but in the end, it's what we expect. Arsenal is not running over us. They definitely have more skill, way more possession in the stats column, but they're not really showing it like that Newcastle team up north was.
Yeah, I don't I don't suspect we'll see a game like that. Arsenal will get theirs, but it's not like they're if they wanted to on their day, they could be like, yeah, we're gonna beat you guys like a drum. But I think they have a little bit more. What's the word I'm trying to think of? I don't know. They don't want to beat us. I can't think of the word. It'll come to me at some point. Yes, but Simon, I'm going to put Simon back up here. Slimani, thanks for the £5 donation, and you too can be just like Simon if you want to give us a donation. I mean, hell, it helps pay for the website. I mean, it's crazy because we were absolutely flying last year and didn't get damn worth of donations. We're terrible, and everybody's firing them in this year. What's that say? We must gotta suck.
It's that pity money, right?
Yeah, it's the pity money. United Slimani falls the hell out of Ipswich, out of Arsenal. Ipswich has a corner right now. Sunderland just tied it up 1-1. Oh man, 1-1 against Norwich. I wonder how many guys Arsenal could take off before we would actually be competitive.
Like not just like substitute, but like straight up.
Yeah, like not
down a man,
play with
down
11. Yes, down a man. Do you think if they took off down to have 8 guys, do you think it would be competitive?
8, yeah.
What about 9?
I think 9's the sweet spot. I think that's where we have our opportunities. We'll have possession, but I think there's still an amount of quality and a counter-attacking threat. 10, no way. I still don't think we're there. But it I think evens it up. It makes it a little bit more palatable. I say at 10 we could draw, at 9 we could win.
Yeah, that's probably fair. That's probably fair because they're missing. If you get down to 9, you're missing 2 guys.
Yeah. And I say that especially with them having a 1-0 lead because they'll just sit back. So
Oh yeah, if they were
sit
down to
back
9,
and long
if
ball.
yeah, if you took them down to 9 guys up, okay. So they're up now. Let's say, and this game's not worth commentating on because there's nothing going. They're down. Arsenal have the ball. Now, okay, take this scenario as Arsenal have the ball at the top of the box and we win it.
Slimani did a good job there winning that ball.
Arsenal are up 1-0. If we took them down to 9 men, do you think they still draw?
It depends on when, right?
Or do they still win if we take them down? Like now, if we take them down to 9 men, do they still win this 1-0?
No.
Martinelli.
I think we have.
Ooh, what a save by West.
Yeah. Very, very good save.
That was a rocket, too, from close range as well. And West saves one for the cameras. Ball in on the left-hand side to Saka. Martinelli just slams the door, rifles one right off West, and it goes out for a Arsenal corner.
Yeah, that was going top bins near post there.
Yes, he was. He was going top binners. Ball comes in. Hey boy. Havertz has the ball. Arsenal has Saka on the ball now. Saka with the soccer ball. Smith Rowe through. He had eyes for it. Zinchenko wants to have a rifle. He has a shot deflected. Only out to Saliba. Left hand side, Martinelli. Oh boy, Saka, Zinchenko, just kidding. Declan Rice, he's going to line one up. Bodies all over the floor. Ben White, white rice. What kind of rice do you get when you get Chinese? You can have the option of getting white rice.
I do fried rice.
Yeah, fried rice is the rice for
better.
me. I don't like the white. You got to use soy sauce, and it's really it's dry if you don't use soy sauce. Yeah, I go with the fried rice as well. Ball comes in. I don't know how they didn't score there. Smith Rowe tumbled over the ball. Baby, it's cold outside. Crowd's coming on their feet for who Paul likes egg fried rice.
There you go.
Here we go. Arsenal have a corner. Ball comes in, and West doesn't get it. We do clear it out, though.
Yeah. So this is the thing, that whole last passage of play, Arsenal, very, very threatening, in the box, constantly back and forth, switching sides. We got
win 2 balls on the field. 2 balls on the field. How do they not see this? If they score from this, this should be bullcrap because there's 2 balls. The game should be stopped.
That's a handball, too, there.
Shoot from there. Shoot from there.
Oh, my gosh. Just we're not clearing the ball very well is the point I was trying to make, and it's showing even now. We're getting the ball, winning it, and then not getting it up. This is actually a little bit better. And then again, Norwood can't find Hamer.
Here comes Havertz, Saka in at the box, out for a throw in. I think Ipswich should have been down to 10 men. Oh, yeah, he should. I don't know. Ooh, I don't know if he ever gets him. And I don't know what the hell that was. Martinelli just put the ball over. Guilt. So Michael is saying I don't know how much you can read into it, but Everton are set to be deducted 12 points. They're Everton. I don't think they're a established Premier League club. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's silly that Everton with like, I don't know how many counts of financial fair play like rules breaking they have, but I think this is one of their first big ones, and they're like 12-point deduction. Manchester City have like hundreds of
and don't get
allocations
anything.
of FFP, and they're just like, it's silly. I hope, like, for our sake, like, chances of staying up, yeah, if one of the other teams gets a minus 12-point deduction, that definitely helps us. That would be cool. I thought it would have been funny if Everton was relegated last year instead of Leicester City. I think it would have been better for the league, and funny, again, just because they're building a new stadium. But at the same time, like, why is Manchester City and some of these other like big clubs, why aren't they getting the same type of like scrutiny placed on them with threats of 12-point losses and deductions? And I mean, even going back to the whole like threat to leave the Premier League for the Super League and no repercussions for that whole ordeal.
Yeah,
For any of the top 6 teams that were doing that. And I mean, that would have saved our season if they got points deductions and all that jazz. We could have stayed up and we kicked them out or whatever. So anyways.
Yeah, I mean it's a double-sided coin. It's looked at by the governing body, that Everton shouldn't. I mean, don't deduct them if you're going to let the top 6 teams go to the Super League and not do anything about them. Don't do anything with Everton. You might as well not. But I just don't understand the hypocrisy and what goes on. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. They won't. I mean, even with them being minus 12, how many points do they got now? Like 5. So they're really only down minus 7.
That's only 8 points behind us.
Yeah.
Like it would still be a mountain for us to climb to even not be last.
Ipswich have scored, and it is 1-1 going into halftime for the tractor boy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't think they should be. I hate when teams get deducted points. So I don't think they should. Remember when they said Man City was going to go down to League 2 and have to start over? Yeah, that didn't happen.
Nope.
What did they just fine them like $500 million or something?
Maybe,
wow, that's just like a slap on the wrist to them.
Yep.
We're almost at halftime.
Yeah, about 30 seconds left.
Can't believe how fast this first half is flown by.
Yeah, when you're not, no one's scoring goals, no one's taking shots that need saving and all that jazz. It doesn't. The ball just kind of passes around. The clock moves on. Yeah. Oh, here we go.
No.
I think Hamer looked like he was in a better position to take that ball on. It was a little chip over the top of the back line that he and Brewster were running at. And I think he might have thought he was offside. So he let Brewster take the lead on that one. And Brewster had 3 Arsenal defenders on him in like seconds. So
yeah,
not really a chance there.
That is halftime, ladies and gentle sirs. You're just joining us. You ain't missed much. Arsenal's dominated the entire game. We've had what? How much would you say we've had in the opponent's end? About 3 or 4 attempts in their half. Haven't had a shot on goal. Only made it in their box, 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty straightforward for Arsenal. If they wanted another goal, they could get one. But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they really have went and pressed to get a second goal. I mean, they can whenever they want, but we haven't worried them any.
Mm-hmm.
So your first half thoughts there, Captain Casa?
Yeah, I mean, it's what I predicted. I was like one first half goal, one second half goal. It's hard to argue with the score line right now. Arsenal have definitely been better. They've had way more of the ball. They've had honestly, they had the goal, which was a pretty threatening shot, and then they had one other from Martinelli that West saved. Everything else, though, from both sides has just not been quality, which is why I think 1-0 is a fair score line. And I would have said that 0-0 at this point would have been a fair assessment because it's just been a pretty boring game from both sides. Just a matter of who has the possession. So,
Yeah, exactly. That's what it boils down to: is who has the possession. Arsenal just has the ball all the time, every time. Um, yeah, just looking through the scores around the country, and some pretty interesting scorelines. Everything's kind of status quo in the championship, except for Leicester's drawing against QPR right now. Ipswich drawing against Plymouth. Um, Other than that, Burnley Bournemouth 1-1. Cardiff are beating Bristol City. Stoke are beating Middlesbrough 2-0. And Waterford and Millwall are 1-1. Other than that, there's no. Oh God, Derby are losing to Stevenage. Yeah. Other than that, pretty straightforward. Now the Hecky Outs come by Ben Smith. Hecky Out. Um, he wants
no.
he wants Paul Heckingbottom to be relieved of his duties right now. Don't even come out of the second half. Have Chris Wilder drive this ship straight into the ground, um, instead of Heckingbottom. So what do you guys want to talk about at halftime? Where are you guys watching? What are you guys up to today?
Man, someone's got a nice new profile picture on Twitter.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I updated
Four
it.
hours ago.
Yeah,
That's a
4
good
hours
picture, man.
ago. Yeah, yeah, good. I look slim in there. My
Yeah,
beer gut isn't showing in that one.
it's covered by the beer you're holding.
Yeah, it's covered by the beer I'm holding. So you can't
That's
really
great.
tell. Yeah, but what do you guys feel like? Robert, what topic do you want to broach that I brought up to when this game was
Oh
not really
man,
fun? Do we do the one since we have Halloween coming up on
yeah, might as well.
Tuesday?
That way everybody in the chat can participate right now before we get back to the game. Um,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, okay.
favorite Halloween treat. So it could be a candy, it can be a dessert or something you have at a party. It could be a drink. Put something out there, something a little spooky, something a little fun. Uh, Halloween. What's your favorite? Do you want to start, Chad? Or you
Yeah,
thought of the question, so I assume you have an answer.
I do. There's um there's a couple of options I will go to. I'm a fan of 100 grand, the candy bar.
Hmm.
The kind of rice and chocolate and
Yeah.
texture. I really enjoy that one. So if I did, I'd like a full size 100 grand. And the skit from The Office, where if you work hard enough, you make 100 grand.
There you
Um,
go.
yeah. Over to you, Robert.
Yeah. Gosh, I would say for me, it would have to be probably Reese's. You can't go wrong with Reese's, specifically the pumpkins that we get at this time. They're little like pumpkin shaped Reese's cups for Halloween. Just for some reason, the ratio in those is just way better than the ratio of chocolate to peanut butter, way
Hmm.
better than just a regular Reese's cup.
Yeah.
Um, I also like the Reese's Christmas trees and the other shapes that they have. They're all
Hmm.
pretty good. My wife doesn't like the Christmas tree ones. She thinks that the ratio is wrong on that. I'm not that picky, but for me, I think the pumpkin Reese's treats are the go-to at Halloween time.
Um,
That and some spooky spiked apple cider, spiked of your choice. Get some
Don't drink
Fireball
any of
or
that stuff.
vodka or something else.
Whatever Jaffa cakes are, I have
Oh,
no
you don't know
idea
what
what.
Jaffa cake
No,
is?
what is that?
Oh my gosh, look it up. I've never had one personally, but it's like this orange, almost like I think it's like a Hostess type thing from England, but it's like orange flavor, maybe chocolate in there too. I'm not exactly sure. Someone's gonna have to explain that. But Chad, you should definitely look it up sometime. I've heard they're really good. I just have never been able to find them. I really want to
Um,
try them.
James says we're boring him, but clearly
What?
he's not. He's not watching the game because as um is more boring. Yeah, the football is way more boring than this conversation we're having now. What are we going to talk about? How Chris Wilder is going to come in and save the day, and we're going to stay up? I don't think so. Jaffa cakes. Okay, I just googled it. Oh, okay. They almost look like what are they? Moon pies?
Yeah, yeah. I think that would be at least visually a good comparison.
Okay, that makes sense. Yes, that's kind of what it reminds me. Yeah, it's different. It has like an orange flavoring. It
Hmm.
looks like. Hmm.
Yep.
Orange and chocolate kind of go together. Kind of backdoor go together.
Yeah.
You know. I
Yeah. You
mean,
have
I'm.
the like the literal like chocolate oranges that you have to like crack open, and then the like chocolate comes out in the little like orange slices, and
Yeah.
you have that like orange flavor throughout your like piece of chocolate. Those are really
Hmm.
good too.
Hmm.
The one thing I don't like is eating a piece of chocolate and then drinking orange juice. That's disgusting.
Oh
For
yeah.
some reason, drinking orange juice after like something chocolatey like that, I can't do it. I had to switch when I would like get like super sweet, like fun breakfast with chocolate stuff, like chocolate chip pancakes. As a kid, I'd always get orange juice, and now as an adult, I can't handle that. So I've swapped to coffee with my breakfast for that reason specifically.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that just kind of the you're doing it just for that reason?
Yeah, it's not nothing again, the caffeine. No, I don't need that, like, clearly. But uh yeah, that definitely orange and chocolate good in some instances, not in others.
Yeah, I haven't had. I can't tell you the last time I had an orange and chocolate together. That's is a weird combo, but yeah, I might have to try that. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's God, we've become this bad that we have to talk about Halloween treats we'd like,
Well, so
and
we can alternate, right? We can do like a fun Halloween question, and then we can go back to a Sheffield United question. So Mike asks, "Will
no,
Sheffield United recruit any new
no,
players in the January window?" You're saying no,
no,
no.
no.
All right.
Why would we? Why would we recruit anybody in this? And who in the hell would want to come and play for us,
Yeah.
knowing
I
how bad we are?
I think the only thing I think that would force us to bring in some new players is the injury crisis, right? I would
That would
say
be it.
we bring in a defender, and I'd bring in. Gosh, I don't want to spend more money on a striker, but maybe like a lone striker from somewhere, for like nothing, right? Just someone akin to Ollie McBurney's skill set, because right now we have one of him and three of a like short, speedy striker in Archer, Brewster, and Traore, right? They all have a kind of similar build, slightly different skill sets, but no one can do what McBurney does. So we need to bring in someone like that, either on a free or a cheap loan, something like that, for half a season. I think that would be a move I'd make. And then if you're still very, very injured at the back, I'd bring in a center back probably.
Yeah. Um, I honestly don't know. I wouldn't bring it like I wouldn't bring in anybody unless, like you alluded to, the injury crisis did get better,
Hmm.
or get worse. I mean,
Right, right, yeah.
um, as Harry Kane just scored from the halfway line. Um, golly. Um, but I mean, it's tough to say. It's tough to say. You know what what would help us because we don't really know. A whole new team would help us, but we don't have the money for that. And we're not going to do that. So, I mean, I don't know. We're just better off playing with the team we have, and then
save the money for when you go down. Right.
Save the money for next season. Just go down. And I don't know why in the hell any United fans would want to be in this division. This division sucks.
So there are some recommendations. I've seen more a couple times.
Keep them more. How do you like me? How do you like me? Ma. I think he's a little on the older side, isn't he? I don't.
Yeah, definitely. Like we would either get a really young kid, or you're going to get someone at the twilight of their career. For again a half season, maybe do a 1.5 year deal. They go down with us to the championship, and they're okay with that. And they're like, yeah, I'll sign for you. I'll play a half season in the Prem, say goodbye, play a season in the championship, and then go down to League One the next year, and then retire.
Yeah.
Or revive their career right at the end with us winning the championship next year.
Yeah.
You're like, winning the championship? Are you serious?
No way, no.
Because there's going to be 2 other teams that come down from the Prem that are probably better than us. So.
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to do anything anyway. We'll probably end up coming third and get knocked out in the playoffs. With Chris Wilder or whoever, Jorgan Jorgagic, or whoever we get as manager. Because surely you give Wilder as much time in the league as Heckingbottom when he goes through 10 games and can his ass.
Yeah. You would think, but I don't know if we will.
I don't know. It's one of those deals where I guess we just keep. I guess you just keep Wilder in charge until it goes south again, which will be probably middle of next year.
Again, I don't see a benefit to bringing in Wilder. I hope there's other fans who agree with me, like that.
Oh, I'd say
it's just not going to do anything.
I don't know. Wilder is a one-trick pony, and you're basically locking us into playing a 3-5-2 back in the championship next year.
Right.
There's no change of formation. Of course, when he comes in, he's going to try to play the overlapping wing backs, and we're going to get
we don't have the people for it.
Or overlapping center backs, and then we're just going to get smashed against somebody.
Simon
agrees. And then we might draw against Wolves or Bournemouth, and then go back to losing every single game. Oh my God, it's almost halftime's almost over, boys and girls.
Woo.
So we're about to get this train wreck back on trail here, or on track.
I said James did put another good point out there. Did Illiman and Jai's skill set and immense ability make us all remember the Hecky times a little bit better? Probably. We could almost call it the Njai era versus the Hecky era at some level.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a player like Illiman and Jai, it's hard for it to not make he's he didn't help the Heckingbottom era, but we just had a good team there.
Yeah.
Lots of love to the U.S. boys. I thought it was saying lots of love to us boys.
To the us boys.
To the us boys.
We're not
That's
them.
What I thought. Yeah,
we are not them.
Look, our own. We're tweeting, or we're commenting in chat room. We're not even doing it. We should do that one time. just put positive. Oh my God, you guys are doing so great in the comments
like
every
from
time.
ourselves,
Yeah,
or
from
like
ourselves.
create fake accounts, like
Yeah.
to do that.
Oh
Also,
my
pardon
God,
me,
I
I'm gonna
love
go
this guy.
plug in the computer so I can
Okay,
keep
Robert will
watching
be
the
back.
game. Here, we'll mute it so you don't see my like grunt.
So Arsenal have the ball. We started the second half. Zinchenko on the ball. How do you like me? How do you like me? More. Martinelli on the left-hand side. See how long before Arsenal get a second. Ball held up by Nketiah, top of the box. It's offsides. Baldock is on the bench. Paul doesn't want Wilder either. Yeah, I mean, we don't base all of that off of Illiman and Dyer. You got to remember Doyle and McAtee, once they got rolling last year, were a pretty good midfield combo. And Robert's frozen. So until I see him start moving again, then I'll bring him back in. Yeah, and then you had Illman was the cherry on the top and made us play a lot better. Guys, nobody's watching this thing, and the people that are watching it, except for James, he thinks we suck at doing this. We're boring. Like the stream, please. I don't see no thumbs up in the corner over here. If you haven't done so, and I don't know why you haven't, subscribe to the Chef United Way. Me at cjarvis_13 on Twitter. Listen to the Red Half of Sheffield, the Sheffield United podcast that I am on. Yeah, that pretty much plugs everything else in. Mr. Kitson just sent me a message. Boreham Wood scored against Southend United. Damn it. Robert unplugged his internet. He will be back in a few minutes. Arsenal have a free kick as Ketia is knocked over by Luke Thomas. Bali Mumba for Plymouth Argyle. He is a really good youthful player. He used to be at Sunderland and was at Norwich and now signed for Plymouth. So half the team is around the ball for Arsenal. Here they go, quickie, and it's gonna be out for a corner. I'll show this to him when he gets back, Dublin. He said he unplugged the internet, but he had to put his wife back in the basement. JL, it is not on Peacock. It is on normal American TV over here in the United States. It's on USA Cable Network. Paul Taylor liked it. Wes, I don't know what the hell he was doing, and it's 2-0 Arsenal. That's Nketiah is on a hat trick. So it is 2-0 to Arsenal. And 50 minutes gone here. Bang, bang, bang. Wes parried it. Yep, we're going to. Yep. Simon, you're right. We're going to be on the documentary. Robert, welcome. You just missed him concede again. It's 2-0.
Ah, jeez. I was hoping that we'd like score while I was gone, so I was like, I could just, I'll just disappear. But no, it doesn't work like that.
Wes did a Ramsdale and put it back right into the path of play, and Nketiah put it in the back of the old bag, and it's 2-2-2 for Nketiah. It's 2-0 Arsenal. Don't go, Scott. Scott, what is the weather currently where you're located at? I need a weather report, Scott. That was incredibly poor. Yes. Yes, it was Simon Sultana. And Ketia is on fire. He's not on fire per se, but he had 2 goals. I think they might call this back because Ben White screened Wes, but it's Arsenal. If we scored this goal in Raya, and it's a goal. If that was okay, shoe on other foot per se. If we scored that goal and say that was Brewster, that was in front of David Raya, that goes to VAR. Does it get chopped off?
I say it's caught the very, very tail end. It said no penalty. So were they checking something at the other end?
No, they were checking it. They were checking to see whether Wes screened or Ben White screened Wes to be able to not get the ball. That's
Okay.
what they were looking at.
So offsides, not a penalty.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't a penalty.
The words that flashed on the screen just now, because that's like I just got the stream back, was VAR no decision, no penalty. So
yeah, I don't know what they were reviewing. Like they said, I don't know. I wasn't even.
I'll have to go back and watch it afterwards, because obviously I also don't have the audio, and this is the second time Martinelli's gone down, like grabbing that ankle. I don't think Bogle's done anything that's going to hurt him that much, but he just got weak ankles, dude. Yeah, he didn't even kick you.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean,
just tripped. Yeah, that's your own fault. Dude twists his own ankle and then goes down. That's silly.
Silly. Oh God, he's hurt. Oh my God, he's hurt. He's down. Oh, he's crying. Oh my God. Mama.
Also, so did we make subs already?
No, I don't think so.
No? Okay.
No, I don't think we did.
Okay. So I thought I saw somewhere that we might have had a 50th minute sub. But because right now still my pregame prediction is good. 1 goal in the first half for Arsenal, 1 goal in the second half before the 60th minute sub. So, and we're gonna end 2-0.
We're gonna end 2-0. We're gonna end 2-0. No, I think they'll get a third, but the third won't come for a little while. It'll come about 70 minutes after we make subs and they make subs and they ramp up.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Ramsdale's on the bench. He lost out the number 1. It's kind of surprising that they brought David Raya in, but he is unseated, the greatest goalkeeper in his mind of all time. So he's on the riding pine. Yep, there you go. That says it all. Dublin Blades. Oh God, we gave the ball away again. Ma, how you like me? How you like me? Oh, we got to do show tunes too in this half as well. If they score another one, it's show tunes time.
Oh man.
So yeah, they're just passing it around now. This could finish 2-0, depending if Arsenal want to hammer us anymore. Arsenal's upcoming fixtures: Newcastle, Burnley, Brentford. Yeah,
also,
Dublin, they are up 2-0 or 2-1. What?
I'm scrolling back at some of the comments I missed while I was gone because I accidentally unplugged my internet.
Simon said we're going to be a part of a documentary about you and serial killer. So
am I a serial killer or am I getting serial killed?
Yeah, no, because you're putting Dublin came back in with you're putting your wife in the basement type comment.
Oh, I'm like, oh yeah.
When he said, because I said Robert just texted me, said he unplugged the internet and he had to drop out of the stream.
No, that was my wife, who is fine and well, who handed me the charger for her computer that I'm using to stream the game, so I can stream and chat with you guys on a separate computer. And when I went down to plug it in, I jostled the power strip enough that the plug for the internet came undone. And it's a giant plug too. So like if you tilt the power strip at all, it just like lifts up and
Lifts up and
unplugs itself.
unplugs it. Yeah.
So, and then I got to wait like 5 minutes while the router resets and all that fun stuff. So it's not a great setup. This is why I don't stream professionally. Like if I did,
Yeah.
I would not have it set up like that
Yeah. Right.
because that is way too risky. I could just move my foot wrong and gone.
There goes the whole damn deal. All right, here comes Arsenal again. They're in the box. They get a corner. Goal kick. How you like me? How you like me? I wish there were more than just one championship game going on currently right now. Or available on ESPN Plus, because I'd like to have about 5 or 6 of them going.
So Michael, I give Hecky the remainder of the season because we weren't expecting to do anything anyways this year. And we have him on a long-term deal.
3. I just got an update. That's a hat trick.
Oh,
what a goal.
That's gross. Good goal, but gross. Yeah, because like any of those games that are close, like we've been in close so many games. This is not one of them. Yeah, I don't know.
You won't
Maybe
get
not.
too many hat tricks like that. Why does it still say 2-0? I put 3-0 in there. Okay, now it says 3. Paul thinks you are a serial killer.
What you gonna do? I don't know.
Simon thinks there's a flood coming. Ipswich have just leveled it, or took the lead, actually. 2-1. I believe is that the goal scoring machine? No, it's not Connor Chaplin. Yeah, what an absolute goal from.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that was a
is
hammer
someone
shot.
supposed to be like closer to Nketiah? Because he just had all the space in the world to take that shot.
You'd like to think.
Probably got to step up and mark him, get in his face before he can turn and shoot.
This is my place, is what Etienne Nketiah said. Cameron Archer on. Brewster off, Cameron Archer on. So for those of you keeping score at home, and Slimani's off. Cameron Archer 10 on for Brewster 7. And Benno, that is Anus Slumani 25 off. Ben Osborne 23 on for those of you at home keeping the score like I do every week. So all right, 3-0 Roberto.
Yep.
So what do we want to talk about now, guys?
At one point, I was
gals?
thinking I could open up Football Manager 24, the new game, only a week old, in the beta version, and see how our players are rated, or maybe we simulate a few seasons, see
how do you even
much...
play that? Are you just the manager?
Yeah.
Is it for computer or?
They actually have it on console and everything.
Oh, really?
Yep. So, and then next year's version, they're going to be putting it out with a new graphics engine. It's going to be running on Unity, so it'll look like way fancier, more like FIFA or EAFC now. So, but yeah, no, right now it's glorified spreadsheet simulator. But it is fun. I enjoy it. But you pick you could sign players, release players, all that jazz. So you doing all the like transfer stuff, and then you also pick your tactics, and then in game you can switch stuff. You decide when you make subs, all that all that jazz, and then the match engine and everything runs it in the background and based on all the player skills. There's like 20 or 30 different stats that they track per player. So it's way more than just like the 8 that FIFA has. Which is why it's so much better as like a simulation game versus like FIFA is you're better at controlling the players and making decisions
So
yourself.
I have never played it. So you don't actually play the games like you do FIFA or EAFC, whatever the hell it's called.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So they simulate, and you can choose, like, you can watch the whole game
Mhm.
and you can watch it faster, slower, or you can watch like just key highlights. And so just kind of like sim in the background until a important stretch of play. Um, but yeah, it's not for everybody. I'll admit that, but it is very enjoyable, and it's fun to like kind of play. Oh, okay, what if I was United manager and I decided that
Ooh, what a save
West,
by West.
great save. Um, what if I decided that I wanted to bring Ilman and Jai back, or um, not sell Sanderberg? I could do that, and then I could see how we play out the season. Or I
So
could,
does it have every team in like England? Like
yeah,
how far down the pyramid could you go?
down to the National League North and South is
Oh, really?
automatically in. Yeah, and then other folks will build like basically mods that you can just load even more leagues below.
Oh, really? Oh,
But
okay.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
England's like the most robust. Other leagues or other countries have like at least the top one, maybe two or three, depending.
Yeah.
Um, and then not every country's league is in the game, but most in Europe are. Quite a few in South America and North America. Asia's getting there. Africa still, I think, only has the South African League in, even though there's other leagues. But
Hmm.
yeah,
So do you pick the fixtures you play, or does it auto
yeah. So
generate?
so it I think it's supposed to go based off like the actual schedule the first year, but it still might be slightly random. And then after that, it like auto generates the fixtures per season based on the actual teams that get promoted, relegated in your version of like reality. And your cup ties are all drawn at
Oh, really?
random in the moment, so you could face whoever. um yeah, so I've been playing this was actually, FM was the first introduction I had to English soccer and uh English football. Sorry, I'm gonna get in trouble now. But also Sheffield United, because the first version of Football Manager I had was the year that United got promoted from League One,
Hmm.
and so I started with them in League One. Did not get promoted my first year like Wilder did, but all of those players in that League One team were players who I was then recognizing when I started watching uh, United playing in the first season back in the Premier League under Wilder, and so that's kind of where all of my fandom and support for Sheffield United started, was because of Football Manager.
Yeah. Well, it's certainly interesting. Yeah, I've never played it, and I've kind of gone away from playing the whole video game type deal.
Hmm.
I used to play FIFA or whatever it's called now. That was fun because I always used to play for the bigger teams, get loaned out, and that's how all my knowledge of
Hmm.
the EFL became so knowledgeable, because I would like getting loaned out to you know South End United or
Hmm.
something or another down there, Swindon Town, whatever, and playing with them and trying to get them promoted.
Yeah, that
Which
definitely is fun.
Arsenal are taking off Ben White. Ben White coming off for Tamiyasu. That is Ben White for Tamiyasu 18 on. And Martinelli 11 off. And who is he subbed on for? Leandro Trossard. So that is Martinelli 11 off, Trossard 19 on. Um, George says there's you need to read the book how football manager ruined my life.
Yeah, it can be a time sink for sure because you can get very, very into the weeds on scouting new players and trying to get the contracts just right. And yeah, it can take a lot of your life. I've had to balance it to a couple hours a week for me.
Really.
Yeah.
Um
But I mean, it's like any video game could become like your focus
yeah.
and a time sink. So
The only thing I'm going to be upset about is they're going to release the NCAA football, which I grew up
oh
playing, and I don't have
yeah,
a console to play it on, which is boring. But
it was like
which sucked.
2014
But
was the last version of that. I mean,
yeah,
we're like 10
almost
years
10
on to
years.
that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mhm.
Used to play it all the freaking time, and then it just then I gave all my consoles away, and I think what are they, PS5 now and Xbox? I don't know, whatever it's called.
1S or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, that's going to be exciting for the American football fans in the room because I don't know. I think the Madden games are a little too for me. I liked the recruiting and building up a program like
Yeah,
college football has.
that's what made it cool. Um it's interesting to see what would happen in there, or what's going to happen in there. Yeah, so guys, you haven't missed absolutely anything. Arsenal have had the ball and still have the ball. Yeah. Other than that, I mean, this bad boy's pretty much over.
Yeah. So do you think Billy Sharp has a contract or had a contract with Galaxy? I think he had an option for a second year. I don't know if they're going to pick up that option year for him to play one more season in the MLS. But do you think if we get, or when we get relegated back to the championship, does Billy come back for one more year? Or do you think he says, hey, thanks United, I've done it enough, I don't need to come back?
I mean, yeah, maybe if it's going to be a swan song, but he's still not going to play in that league anyway next year.
Yeah.
It's
Because
just
he
getting too
scored
old.
goals in MLS, and I would say MLS and championship are getting pretty on par with each other. And he was scoring goals for a bad team in the MLS this year. Galaxy, not very good,
Yeah.
as Noah can attest to. But I mean, Billy Sharp coming back, it's on the coaching staff too. Maybe he comes back for like a player coach type role with the youth setup. I could see that being a thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Georgia played this week.
Yeah, they've got Florida at 3:30 Eastern time. They play the world's largest outdoor cocktail party live from Jacksonville. Which is can be a fun time if your team's on the winning end of that one, being in a neutral venue. But if your team loses, God, the opposing fans want to kill you.
Bogle with the yellow. It was pretty obvious. He threw his hands in Trossard's face.
Oh, Georgie Baldock's going to come on 70th minute. So are we going to make that change now? Doon, doon, doon. How do you like me? How do you like me? Mama. Email Smith Rowe about to take a free kick here for the Arsenal. Taking forever, this. Thank God there's only 20 minutes left. And Wes clears it. But
Yeah,
I think there's a foul in there.
definitely.
I mean, I do like that goalkeeper kit. The mint green.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty sharp.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Rice throwing an elbow at Wes. I don't know how you. I mean, yeah, they called the foul, but that's card worthy in my opinion. But they're never going to give it there.
Jaden Bogle off. That is 20 Bogle off on Gorgeous George's Baldock, number 2. So that is 3. Was that as well as James McAtee hitting the showers a little early, and Jimmy Johnny Billy Bobby Fleck. I just want to make sure the correction of that substitution. McAtee 28 off, Fleck 4 on. So, yes, that's a give up. We only have one more. I mean, not like we're going to come back and win it, but that's 4 changes we've made there. Martinelli and Tomiyasu, or Martinelli and Ben White are the only 2 subs for Arsenal. Oh, man, 19 minutes left.
Well, it's good to see Baldock. I think getting him some game time, and if he can start the next game, that would be good for us, because Bogle has not been very good today. Especially with a back 4, he doesn't have the freedom to affect the game moving forward like he wants to, and so he's kind of been hampered by having to play defensively, which is not his strong suit. So if we have to keep this back 4 because of injuries to our center backs, then we need Baldock in there instead. So I'm happy to see him back. The other subs that we've made, Archer probably should have started this game. That might have made a difference. Fleck and Osborne, I don't know. That's where you start to see the lack of depth on the bench.
Yeah. So Saka 7 is off. Nelson 24 on. Surprised they haven't taken off Ketia yet. Ketia, is he on for a 4th? Emil Smith Rowe, he's gonna get his ass kicked off. And they're having a double change, I think.
Yep. A 2 for
Rowe. So Saka off, Nelson on, Emil Smith Rowe off, and 10 off, and Vieira 21. So that is 4 subs for Arsenal as well. Communal showers, Chad, like in my own school. That's what Dublin Blade says. First, this is just not fun. It's just not fun. We have 45 people watching our stream right now.
It's 45 lost souls in the world.
Yeah,
you're not getting this time back, folks. But hey, we appreciate
what
you
in
being
the
here.
hell are you doing that for?
Because if you're gonna watch the game, right? Because this is a watch along. If you're gonna watch the game and suffer, you might as well suffer with us. Communal suffering makes it better. If you're sitting there by yourself having to go through this, I feel sorry for you. Hop on the watch along. Tell your friends. Share it with everybody.
Call your mom. Call your dad.
Because one of these days we're gonna win and we're gonna have a party.
We are. One of these days.
It'll be the biggest party the world has ever seen. It'll be streamed to you live on the channel.
Streamed to you live. I just hope it's not next weekend.
Yeah.
Because next weekend is the only game, the last game that I won't be able to do a watch along for. I should be in tow for most of them, unless I want to go to the bar and hang out and watch. If Robert shows up at my my wedding and we're not all too hungover, if United play that Saturday, we are getting up Saturday morning early and going to the bar and watching it. And it's going to be the biggest conglomerate of United fans ever assembled in the United States. And they Tomiyasu almost had a 4th.
Looked like it took a deflection going through there, but might have just went out. Yeah, Robbo also got a great header and then got pushed in the back, but they don't call the foul. Trossard always looks like he's like tired. He's got such bad bags under his eyes. I don't know whatever like.
Oh yeah, he's got something.
Yeah, whatever like skin, like face treatment, lotion, ointment, whatever he's using is not working. He's got to change that up. Change that routine, man.
Okay, so Wednesday must play tomorrow. Okay. So if I got this right, hold on. Oh, bear with me here. If Wednesday win tomorrow, we will be the only team in the 92 teams in the whole of the English Football League without a win. It's the 2 Sheffield teams are left without a win. If Bournemouth holds on to beat Burnley.
That would make it interesting for sure.
How crazy would that be?
Steel City Derby, really? It's just whoever gets the fewest points loses, I guess. I don't know. Like
they have more points than us. They have 3.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Just no wins still.
Yeah, they don't have any wins.
But they've also played more games, so give us a few more games and then we'll get there.
Thank God there's only 13 minutes left. That's all I can say. But it is crazy how the last 2 teams in the English pyramid are both from the city of Sheffield that have not won a game. And honestly, we could go. Okay, so you play Wolves, Brighton, then have a bye or have an international week.
Mm-hmm.
And then we come back and have Bournemouth. If you don't win there, you're not looking at getting a win until you have a chance to get one for Christmas, I think. I don't know if we play Burnley before Christmas or not. But you're looking at maybe not even to the new year
without a win, yeah. But I mean, we did that. We didn't get our first win until January. The other season we got relegated. So.
Yeah, but wasn't that because that was the season started late. I don't remember what game it was that year where we, as Hamer tries to go down and flops like hell. I don't remember what game of that season it was before we got our first win.
I want to say it was like.
I'd give him.
Are they going to give a penalty there, or is that a goal kick?
No,
I think that's a goal kick.
I mean, it's 3-0. I wouldn't give a penalty.
Yeah. They were shoulder to shoulder there for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and Trusty got the ball too. That is a flop. Dive. Pull out the yellow. But yeah, no, it was
Sheffield.
It's like Newcastle or West Ham or Villa, something like that.
Yeah, Scott, how many games into the season was it though? Because what are we, 10 games into the season now? 18th game?
Are you seriously checking that?
Are you seriously checking that for a penalty?
Oh, I guess
that's going to be a penalty. They're going to call it a penalty.
I thought Trusty got it, but they checked it. No foul.
No penalty.
No
Thank
penalty.
God.
Good. I would have grinded my gears.
It grinds my gears. Okay. So we got to go back a while. Okay, so that's a championship. We're still okay. So that season started.
George says it was the 18th game.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out when.
And then we won 3 from 5. See, We had the hecky new
Who did
manager
we
bounce.
start with that? Oh, we started with Wolves. So it's 1,
Yes,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, the 18th game against Newcastle, we won, but we won before that against Bristol Rovers, and that's kind of what set us up there.
Oh, that's true, because we had a bit of a FA Cup run that year.
Yeah.
That kind of helped us out for a game or two. Yeah, I do remember that. So that's where like losing to, or I guess technically drawing and losing on penalties, right, against Lincoln City, but basically not beating them in the.
We didn't beat them because we didn't score a goal there.
Yeah, if we could have like won that game, I think you get a bit more momentum in the league. If you hold on against Tottenham for either a win or a draw, you have momentum in the league.
Yeah.
Honestly, that first chunk of games before Newcastle, there were so many close games that we lost right at the end. And if you see any of those out to get a point or 3 points from some of those, we're talking a very different thing right now.
No, of course, yeah, 100%.
And then the Newcastle result, this result, there's one or two others where we've kind of gotten drubbed, but most of the games have been close. So that's where the whole like hecky out thing, like, yeah, this game is awful, but we were never going to win this game. And we have 1,000 injuries going on right now that I can't see blaming hecky as like positive and like, productive for the club. So is this Ryan One? Maybe?
Ryan One on.
Ooh.
Ryan One on.
Blooding in the
Gustavo
youth.
Hamer.
Here we go. All right. Wasn't expecting this. He was tearing it up in the under 21s or under 23s.
If you look at it, his last name is One. Sunderland up 3-1 over Norwich.
Good poke from Norwood there. Yeah, part of our issue right now is we can't get the ball forward. Like we win the ball back comfortably, and then we're just not able to get it out of the back. And I don't know if we're just stuck in we have to play it out, like play out a defense, or if it truly is missing McBurney and being able to throw long balls forward.
It's funny how their players lay writhing in the floor for like 25 to 30 seconds after the game is, or after the play is over. Now they're going to review it. It's a red card, 16-game suspension. The whole team's fined $500 trillion. And he tripped. Ooh, Norwood did get him.
I mean, yeah, Norwood got him real good. See, that one should be a penalty, but
so Norwood's going to get sent off. It's going to be a red for Norwood.
I don't know. They might say it's on the line. Yeah, the ball's on the line.
Yeah, I still think they're going to give him a red.
Yeah. I don't know if you can go back.
Dude, it's 3-0 up. Quit reviewing this and just get the game over with. I don't really. What's the difference between 3 and 4-0?
Yeah, I think VAR wants to make themselves look better, so they're going to take an hour and look at this. Well, Simon, we say it's no red if it's a penalty, but I've seen the.
Oh yeah, here we go. It's going to be a penalty.
I was going to go look at it. Interesting.
Yep, he's going to look at it. He's going to look at it.
But yeah, I've definitely seen like red cards given to bad stuff like that, and I don't know. It shouldn't be double jeopardy, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Double jeopardy.
These refs do that.
Did you see the Jeopardy category the other day that was sports? And they only got the first one and they got the rest of the category. And it was like sports and what position do they play? And it was like Joe Montana was in there. There was a bunch of quarterbacks in there. There was receivers, and they got the first one, and they didn't get anything else. Like they had hockey goalies, wide receivers, quarterbacks, basketball centers. Yeah, it was terrible.
What is quarterback?
What is quarterback? When you pay $1 and you get a quarterback.
Yep. Buy something for 75 cents with a $1 bill, you get your quarterback.
Get a quarterback.
That's what the Browns need
to do. Jeez. Penalty awarded, I think, is what I got an update from Sheffield United. Penalty not awarded.
Yeah, I don't think there's a good angle to see if it's even in the box, but
oh, penalty.
Yeah. And a yellow card? Ugh, that's silly, ref. I mean, it is a yellow, but...
Yeah, of course. What minute are we on? It's 87. Fabio Vieira's going to take this. Fabio Vieira's going to take this. That's what they sounded like on the commentary. There are 44 poor souls watching it. Dublin Blade and Simon Sultana are two of them. And they're
Smooth
in it
George
every week.
1.
Yep.
D. Valentino 007. Ben.
From the spot, here we go. Wes stares down the barrel.
Oh, we missed this one from Ben earlier.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great comment.
He was working it, yeah. If I was Wes, I'd give him double birds, and I'd be. Oh, and
talking. Helen, you can't forget Helen.
Yeah, Helen. Yep. There's Helen. Yep.
Always here.
Steps up and scores. Score.
Oh, he's having a kid. Put the soccer ball in his
jersey. He's having a baby. A thumping win for the Gunners. A great penalty in it. A great penalty in it. He sent Fordham the wrong way, and it's 4-0. They're celebrating the league title in Arsenal tonight.
So they're still in second, right? I think even with the win.
I don't know if this takes them top or not.
I don't think it does, because at halftime they already showed the live table, and I think they were second then.
I think
so. Unless they were goal difference.
Why am I getting Declan Rice is coming off? White Rice is now off. Yeah. El Neni coming on. So that is Rice 41 off El Neni. 25 on.
We appreciate the loyalty. Always here.
Yes.
Paul is watching from Andalusia. Is that in Spain?
How do you like me? How do you like me? My. Da-da-da-da.
Lucia. Yeah, that's in Spain. I was right. Got to trust my geography knowledge.
Yeah, Dublin says Spurs are still top. Arsenal's 2 points behind their North London rivals.
See, we're the match that everybody's going to circle on their calendar as ooh, this is where we rebuild our goal difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Challenge for the top. That's where I think Newcastle is where everybody's like, oh, okay, we now can take it to Sheffield United. We can build up our goal difference. We shouldn't take it easy. Before that, everybody was just content seeing out the win.
It's 3 goals for how much time did they say? 10 minutes?
10?
Are you serious? It's
Who wants to watch 10 more minutes of this?
Jesus, we gotta watch 10 more minutes of this crap. What the hell?
I mean,
dude, call off the dogs.
I mean, there were 2 VAR checks. There were 3 goals. Everybody's made 5 subs. So at some level, yeah, I get it, but
it's 4-0. Jesus, I could see if it was Arsenal were losing 2-1.
well,
But
but if Arsenal
Christ.
was only up 1 goal, then it would have been like 2 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah,
So
right.
this whole stoppage time thing is very silly. I don't get
I
it.
figured they'd start to peg it back a little bit. Yeah, it's nice and cool that
Look at George Baldock winning the foul right on the edge of the area, dribbling past folks, making the runs. This is the gorgeous George that we all want to see.
the question.
Oh, hands to the face, ref. Come on.
Hands
Penalty.
to the face.
Where's the penalty flag on that one?
The question is, now I lost my train of thought. Must have been a lie. Norwood over this one. He's got the long sleeves on, like me.
Yeah. There you go. That's what we thought.
I mean, the ref absolutely drew about a 15-foot line there with the magic spray. Heads go up and nothing. But no, what I was saying is I think they'll peg it back because I think everybody's getting sick and tired of playing like 10 minutes of added time, 15 minutes. I mean, I like to see how much added time's in the Bournemouth-Burnley game. I think we have a corner. Yeah, we got a corner.
That was a good play from Suso there.
I
He's
think
not been amazing going forward. He's done well defensively today, but this isn't bad. Got past his man.
I think Arsenal are just like almost conceding us possession now.
Yeah. And yep. Keeper grabs.
David Ryan catches that one. 7 more minutes. If the ref would be nice, he'd call the damn game.
So do you have any Halloween party plans, trick-or-treating, costumes that you're going to
I am not.
pull
I
off?
do not partake in all that. I just let it come and let it go. That's it. That's all I'm done. I'm doing. How about you, Roberto?
We got one party tonight, and I've got a costume idea. I don't know if it'll work. I'm going to try it, but I've got a Cleveland Browns like little quarter zip from way back in the day that looks very much like the one the coach wears in Draft Day, that movie. And so I'm going to wear my headset, wear that, bring a little like laminated food menu, and pretend I'm a NFL coach just walking around the sidelines. So the thing I'm now thinking of is I need a red like challenge flag that I can throw at people.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Party foul.
Like
Hold on, I'm gonna challenge that. Like, so I got to find something around here that I can use. But yeah, should be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a nice one. Sure there'll be pictures on the interweb.
Oh yeah, we'll share one to Twitter for everybody. You know, if you want to follow, we've got our Twitter things somewhere. Do we have to hide some of this stuff to show
yeah,
that?
you gotta. I think
Boom.
hide. Yeah,
See?
there you go.
Right
yeah, I
there.
think you gotta hide everything.
But we'll put this back up because the folks who are still
want to know what the score is at this point. The 42 people watching us now want to know.
Wait, who's left? We've lost three.
We've lost three. Three people have tuned out. Who? Roll call if you're watching right now. Roll call. Helen, are you still there? Helen, Dublin, are you still there? Helen, you still there?
VAR check for 5 minutes.
Wow.
At Bournemouth.
Oh, so this could be an equalizer. Dublin's still here. Hell, I bet you Helen switched off. Paul's here. Paul's still here. Yep. Okay.
Valentina's here.
Z Valentino. Helen's here. Okay. I had money on Helen was gone.
No, Helen's here. She just showed up late, but she's here.
Yeah, she did show up late, yeah.
But that's okay. You show up when you need to show up.
Exactly.
You leave when you need to leave. All good. We gained a person. We're back up to 43.
Oh, no, we're up to 44 now, so people switched back on. as Plymouth have brought
Richard's
it
just
back for
fixing his
3-2.
tractor.
Richard's just fixing his tractor.
Well, we'll keep
Working on
talking,
it.
Richard. If we're too distracting, let us know. But
Get a bigger hammer.
I don't know if hammer's what I'd use to fix like.
It's 5.
Oh
It's
man.
Tommy Lasso. 97 minutes.
And see, this is what you get for 10 added minutes. This is what the league wanted. They want 5-0. Newcastle can't be the only ones to put 1,000 goals past us. Man, Robin had a nap and then woke up, decided to watch the rest of the game. I mean, we decided to wake up and put a watch along on. We're all in the same boat here.
No kidding.
I mean, it's a decent corner, but man, we got to clear this thing out.
I mean, how does he score? There's 4 of them in there.
Yeah, so Osborne and Ryan One both can't get a foot to it, and Wes just out of arm's reach.
Borehamwood and Southend United end 1-1 apiece. Damn it.
Yeah, Zeddy, I'm not sure. I haven't checked Sheffield's league standings in a little bit, so I don't know how they are.
I think they're doing actually pretty well. I know they had a game rained out last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But yeah, Sheffield United, on the other hand, we're going down.
Are we going? It's going to be a handball. A handball. What is a reprieve here? Do we get let off the hook and we're back in this one?
Back in at 4-0.
Just kidding. It counts.
The tease. They had the VAR screen up there for like 2 seconds just to tease us. Like, ooh, knock. It's a goal.
Ooh, this Plymouth Ipswich Town game is on fire. Plymouth go up the other end. It's saved by Ipswich Town and come the other way, the Tractor Boys. Wow.
Dublin apparently defrosting the freezer. Let us know what chores you're doing while this is all going on. I mean, like,
Roy from Blades Pod is on, and he's probably one of the 39 that are in the damn chat or watching. It's like, yeah, he says unbelievable commitment from us. Yeah. Why don't they just blow the damn whistle now?
Yeah, king for a day. Arsenal couldn't believe when we decided not to press him. I mean, honestly, we have been sitting back all day. That Nketiah's third goal was literally that. He turned when he got the ball, realized he had like acres of space to shoot, and just put it in a spot that no one could ever get to.
We've got
yeah.
Oh man, Ipswich have a break on now. Oh man, this could be 4-2. Ipswich down the right-hand side. They go. Oh, they're going to the corner flag to waste time. Plymouth can't get the ball off of
them. Some quick stats for the folks at home before our last 40 seconds of the game are over. With the 2 goals that Arsenal have scored after the 75th minute, that is 10 total goals we have conceded after the 75th minute this season.
Yo,
that is not a recipe for success. 10 goals after 75 minutes. It basically means, like, even if we have a lead, even if we're level late in the game, there's no way, absolutely no way that we can win a game.
Oh, shit, it was almost 6.
Kai Havertz still sucks. It doesn't matter what team he's on.
Yeah, he still sucks. Oh, man. Did they blow full time? Thank God this thing's over. Thank God.
There it is.
Hey, boy. Thanks for everybody that tuned in.
Maury, I don't know what alternate universe we would have gotten 6 goals, let alone 1.
They're bailing out like the boat's going down. Oh, we're going to Burnley and Bournemouth. Let's give you the last Oh God, we're 3 minutes past. Burnley have the ball, chasing an equalizer. They're just as bad as we are. Oh God. Ipswich coming down to it. Plymouth have a throw in Ipswich. No, in their own end. Oh God, the fans are up and
Decent deflection for Burnley there on that shot. That was
Sanderberg.
Sander.
Sanders in
Sander
there.
not scoring. What? Who'd have
We're gonna
thought?
give you the end of the. We're gonna give you the end of these games going around the grounds here. Oh
forgot
God,
for a
Ipswich
second that he
win.
was at
Ipswich
Burnley.
win. Stay pace, level pegging with. Is Leicester winning? Is Leicester winning? Oh, oh my God, we've just lost 5-0.
Full time.
Bournemouth officially have won. God, we suck. Leicester won. We're the only team in the league without a win. Robert, your thoughts before we hang up the phone on these people here?
All you can do is smile, Chad. All you can do is smile, because at the end of the day, we'll be back in the championship next year. Whoever our manager is, doesn't matter. We'll be more competitive. This experience may not be great for us this season in the Premier League, but the money sure as heck will be. And maybe we'll have a new owner by this time next year. Maybe we'll have a new manager. Maybe we'll have an entirely different squad. Who knows? But I'm just excited about the possibilities of the future.
Exactly. I can't say anything other than that. We suck. We always will suck. And there's only 29 games left. Or 28 games left?
I don't know. I'm bad at math.
28 games left. Yeah, 28 games left, and this season is over. So, yeah, I don't think there's anything else. If you haven't done so, follow me. I'm going to take all this stuff down. You guys don't need to see the score line anymore. We lost 5-0. There's our Twitter handles. We'll have another podcast out. I'm going the wrong way. I'm using my wrong hand.
I was like practicing under here before I put it up. Gotta know.
Podcast will be out at some point this week. Recapping another ass whooping. Yeah. Follow us, Red Half Sheffield. Follow us on the Twitter handles, whoever is still watching if you want to. Okay. Follow the Sheff United Way. Like this stream. Do you think Simon Abbott is really wanting to take his $5 back or 5 pounds back?
Hopefully not. But we appreciate it anyway, Simon.
Yes, much appreciated. Okay, so I won't be able to do a watch along. Probably, thank God, next week for Wolves. We'll probably go and win that. Be back in 2 weeks' time for maybe Brighton before the last international break of the season. Might have Robert tag along as well. But until then, signing off from NASA, we will leave you guys with a see you on the flip flop later.